Welcome to the 350Z V35 G35 steering angle kit install video. So let's dive right in. Opening the box, you'll see these two simple looking brackets. Now, why are these brackets important? Let me explain. These Johnnies are going to give you faster steering, near zero ackerman, bump steer correction, and around 60 degrees of lock, all for around 200 bones. How freaking good is that? They come with two different size tie rod extenders to suit all setups. They also come with these two big old bolts to bolt the rose joints to the bracket. It also includes these two bump steer correction shims, which can go at either the top or the bottom. If you're running standard lower control arms, these are probably going to go at the bottom. But for reference, you want the lower control arm to be in line with the ball joint. Speaking of those, they're included with the kit as well as some sweet ass dust boots. These here rose joints are PTFE lined, so you don't have to run the dust boots, but we include them anyway for added protection. If you want to install them, spin the nut off the rose joint, slip the dust boot onto the rose joint through the side hole and out the bottom. Push it all the way up and you're done. Thread the lock nut back on and that's that. Can we install these already? Yes we can. We'll put it together on the bench first and then install it to the car. First, fit the rose joint and put the bolt through and install the bump steer shim. Install the washers, then the nut, and secure the bolt with an Allen wrench and then ugga-dugga that thing on. Torque it to spec to the best you can, being 90 Newton meters or 65 foot-pounds. Now keep in mind you don't want the bearing to be at such an angle it will hit the top of the bracket or the bottom of the bracket, including the nut, as it will load up the bearing and cause damage. So make sure it runs in the middle, for heaven's sake. You also don't want it to hit the corner of the bracket as well, which will also load the bearing and again may cause damage. If this is the case, a workaround will be to wind the nut slightly out and take that amount of adjustment into the inner tie rod and the bracket should clear. Finally, let's move over to the car. Remove the OEM lock stop bolts and lock stop, moving it out of the way. Loosen the inner tie rod nut, remove the split pin, and zap the tie rod end nut off. Drop that down and remove the tie rod end by winding it off the inner. Now remove the lower ball joint split pin and remove that nut as well. Now muscle that arm back down and push on the GKTECH bracket. Start the ball joint nut by hand and move over and install the lock stop nuts by hand as well. Now this part can be a bit tricky as these are designed to have tight tolerances and fit like a glove. You will want to tighten evenly, moving back and forth between the ball joint and the lock stop bolts until the bracket is snug. Once tight, torque the bottom ball joint nut to 85 Newton meters or 62 foot-pounds and torque the lock stop bolts to 65 Newton meters or 48 foot-pounds. Now make sure this button head clears the knuckle. Some models it will, some models it won't, so you may need to give it a bit of a shave for a perfect fit. Make sure the ball joint cone is also seated properly in the LCA here. Now the bracket is thick, so it causes the ball joint nut to cover the hole on the ball joint. You can use thread locker there if you want. If you want max security, you can make a slit in the OEM nut to make room for the split pin. Just mark the OEM nut where the hole is on the ball joint, remove the nut, mark the opposite side nice and straight like, pop the OEM nut in the vise, and make the minor slit for the split pin to slide through. Clean the threads with a tap, spin her back on, and tighten, then torque to spec. That should line the slit up perfectly to put the split pin through like so. Now all that's left is to curl the tail around like so. Let's correctly adjust the lock stop, shall we? As you can see here, it's hitting the factory lock stop. You can shave this down as much as you want, but keep in mind that the brake line on the other side will get close to the coilover depending on your setup. Do not let these touch. We do offer two different sized extenders for the inner and outer tie rod. In this case, we're using the longer extender, so choose the one that fits your setup best. Like if you have an aftermarket LCA, tie rod extensions, etc. We have accommodated to suit. Make sure the bearing is running central in the rose joint, not cocked to one side or the other. Winding the lock nuts down, hold the center and give them a tighten once the wheel is straight. Now, go get an alignment and shred the gnar with all that newfound angle. Go follow these two yokels on YouTube, and if you aren't sure about this install, please see a professional, and if you have any questions, contact us here. Love you all, and see you next time. Officer Dan and Johnny Caps, out.